As we are in the third Sunday of the Advent, Motherly Church invites us to reflect on the theme of joy. The pink candle in the Advent wreath marks Gaudete Sunday or Sunday of Joy. It signifies our joy that Christmas is quickly approaching. In the midst of darkness, we light candles and rejoice for the light to come. Although there may be difficult things weighing on our minds, we are invited to see the light in the darkness and journey towards the manger with joyful heart in order to find the hidden treasure of joy. I was reflecting on today's theme, a small story came to my mind that once there was a king who wanted to celebrate his birthday in a grand and different way. So he called all the people of his kingdom and announced that in my kingdom there are many attractive and valuable things. You can find joy in choosing them whatever you like. So people were very happy to collect the valuable things that were placed before them. Meanwhile, a little girl looked around and saw the things, but she was not satisfied. Finally, she saw the king and she was attracted by his presence. She thought a while and went courageously before the king and said, I found joy in you because you are my everything. In fact, the king too was delighted and accepted her as his own. Similarly, God the Father is inviting each one of us to join in the joy of His beloved Son. Advent reminds us to find the true joy in Jesus alone, who is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Jesus is the true joy, came down from heaven, but sometimes we are attracted of the momentary happiness of these worldly things and forget to gaze at Jesus who is laying in the manger. During this season of Advent, through our prayer, penance, and preparation, we joyfully await for the Lord's coming. St. Paul says, let us rejoice in the Lord always. Though he was in the prison, he would say that rejoice in the Lord always. Yes, joy is contagious. It cannot be hidden in secret. When Mother Mary visited her cousin Elizabeth, the child in her womb leaped for joy. So, enjoy something to do with God, with others, and with yourself. Sorrow and joy are the two sides of the same coin. Being joyful does not mean that you have no suffering, but it is beyond that. In response to Gabriel's message, Mary looks beyond the complexity of her situation, bravely declaring, "My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God my Saviour." Although she feels great uncertainty, she rejoices that God has chosen her for a special task. Like Mary, we should rejoice, for there is always good around us, even during difficult times. We, the consecrated men and women, are called to rejoice and to say our joyful yes to the Lord. In today's Gospel, Jesus answers rightly to the disciples of the John the Baptist that, "Go and tell John what you hear and see, that the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are clean again, the deaf hear, the dead come alive." These are the wholesome joy that comes into the life of the people. Yes, dear brethren, today Jesus is inviting each one of us to share the joy of the good news to everyone who are far and near through our charitable words and deeds. Jesus himself was a master sharer. Though he was in the form of God, he could share his godliness. As we are journeying towards the manger, God invites each one of us to share to the extent of giving pain. Advent reveals that joy and sadness are necessary elements of the cycle of life in the salvation history, and one cannot exist without the other. In loving and living for God alone, we become the joy bearer of Christ. So, let us strive in every day of our life to bring joy to this troubled world, especially to the poor, to the orphans, and to the oppressed. I would like to conclude with the words of Mother Teresa, that joy is praying, joy is serving, joy is loving. As we are threshold to celebrate the joy of Christmas, I wish you all a joyful season of grace. May God bless us all.